Success is not an accident. It is not a matter of luck, timing, or being born into the right family. Every day, ordinary people transform their lives because they learn a handful of timeless principles and then discipline themselves to practice those principles until they become habits. The difference between those who consistently achieve meaningful results and those who remain frustrated year after year is rarely talent. More often, it is the willingness to think differently, act consistently, and refuse to settle for less than one's true potential. Every great achievement begins with a decision. Before any goal is reached, before any business is built, before any dream becomes reality, someone decides that the future does not have to look like the past. That decision changes everything. The circumstances may remain the same for a while. The challenges may even become greater, but the direction changes immediately because the mind begins searching for opportunities instead of excuses. The first fundamental of success is absolute clarity of purpose. Most people spend more time planning a vacation than planning their lives. They know what they want for the weekend, but have only a vague idea of what they want 5 years from now. Without clarity, effort becomes scattered. Energy is wasted on activities that produce little value. A clear destination gives meaning to every action. Ask yourself what kind of life you truly want. What do you want your career to look like? What kind of relationships do you hope to build? What level of financial freedom would allow you to live without constant worry? What contribution do you want to make to your family, your community, and the world? These questions deserve honest answers. When you define your destination with precision, your daily decisions become much easier. You begin saying yes to opportunities that move you forward and no to distractions that pull you away. A goal written on paper carries a different power than a wish held in the mind. Writing transforms hope into commitment. It forces you to become specific. Instead of saying, I want to be successful, you define what success actually means. Instead of saying, I want more money, you determine the exact income you intend to earn. Instead of saying, I want to get healthier, you establish measurable standards that guide your actions every day. The second fundamental is taking complete responsibility for your life. This principle separates high achievers from everyone else. It is easy to blame the economy, the government, difficult customers, unfair bosses, or unfortunate circumstances. Yet blame has never solved a problem. Every minute spent complaining is a minute stolen from finding a solution. Responsibility is empowering because it places the steering wheel back into your hands. You may not control every event that happens to you, but you always control your response. You control your attitude, you control your preparation, you control your willingness to learn. When you accept responsibility, you stop waiting for rescue and begin creating results. History is filled with people who faced obstacles far greater than the ones most of us encounter. They experienced failure, rejection, financial hardship, criticism, and disappointment. Yet they refused to allow temporary setbacks to define their future. They treated every obstacle as a lesson, every mistake as feedback, and every defeat as preparation for a greater victory. The third fundamental is continuous learning. The world rewards people who constantly improve. Skills that were valuable yesterday may become outdated tomorrow. Industries change, technology evolves. Customer expectations rise. Those who stop learning eventually stop growing. Read books that challenge your thinking. Listen to educational programs while driving. Learn from experienced mentors. Attend seminars, take courses, and develop expertise in your field. Every new skill increases your confidence because competence creates confidence. The more capable you become, the more valuable you are to employers, clients, and society. Think of your mind as the greatest investment you will ever own. Unlike material possessions, knowledge cannot be stolen. It travels with you wherever you go. It increases in value the more you use it. Every hour invested in learning has the potential to produce returns for decades. Successful people ask better questions. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? They ask, what can I learn from this? Instead of asking, who is to blame, they ask, what is the next best step? Better questions produce better answers, and better answers lead to better decisions. The fourth fundamental is disciplined action. Ideas alone have little value. Dreams remain dreams until someone acts on them. Countless people possess extraordinary potential, yet they accomplish very little because they wait for the perfect moment. The perfect moment rarely arrives. Discipline means doing what needs to be done, whether you feel like doing it or not. Motivation may inspire you to begin, but discipline keeps you moving when enthusiasm fades. Every meaningful accomplishment is built through repeated actions performed consistently over time. Small actions repeated daily create extraordinary results. A single workout may not transform your health, but hundreds of workouts will. One page of reading may seem insignificant, but thousands of pages can reshape your thinking. One difficult conversation may not change a relationship overnight, but consistent honesty and kindness can rebuild trust over time. Momentum is one of the greatest forces in human achievement. Once you begin moving, each success makes the next success easier. Confidence grows through action, not through waiting. Courage develops by facing fear, not by avoiding it. The fifth fundamental is effective time management. Time is the one resource distributed equally to every person. Wealthy and poor, experienced and inexperienced, leaders and beginners all receive the same 24 hours each day. The difference lies in how those hours are invested. Fussy does not always mean productive. Many people work hard while making little progress because they spend their energy on low-value activities. Productive people identify the tasks that produce the greatest results and give those tasks their best attention. Begin each day with your highest priority responsibility. Resist the temptation to start with easy tasks simply because they require less effort. Important work often demands concentration, creativity, and persistence. Completing meaningful tasks early creates a sense of accomplishment that fuels the rest of the day. Protect your attention. We live in an age of endless interruptions. Notifications, emails, social media, and constant distractions compete for every minute. Each interruption breaks concentration and reduces effectiveness. Learning to focus deeply has become one of the most valuable competitive advantages in modern life. The sixth fundamental is building positive relationships. Success is rarely achieved alone. Every accomplishment involves cooperation, trust, communication, and mutual respect. The quality of your relationships often determines the quality of your opportunities. Treat every person with dignity. Listen more than you speak. Keep your promises. Arrive on time. Express appreciation generously. These habits appear simple, yet they distinguish people others enjoy working with and supporting. Your reputation is built gradually through thousands of small decisions. Every interaction communicates something about your character. People remember integrity, they remember reliability, they remember kindness shown during difficult moments. Character creates influence, and influence opens doors that talent alone cannot unlock. Choose your environment carefully. The attitudes of those around you affect your own thinking more than you may realize. Spend time with people who encourage growth, challenge complacency, and inspire excellence. Optimism is contagious, but so is negativity. Surround yourself with individuals who raise your standards instead of lowering them. The seventh fundamental is persistence. Every worthwhile goal demands endurance. There will be days when progress seems invisible. There will be disappointments, unexpected expenses, criticism, and moments of self-doubt. These experiences are not signs that you should quit. They are part of the journey. Buster Vincent is the quiet strength that keeps moving forward after enthusiasm disappears. It is choosing to try one more time after failure. It is making another phone call after hearing no. It is rewriting the proposal after rejection. It is studying another hour after a disappointing result. Every setback carries information. Failure reveals weaknesses that success often hides. It exposes habits that require improvement. It teaches resilience, patience, and humility. Those who refuse to learn from failure repeat it. Those who embrace its lessons grow stronger because of it. Imagine where your life could be 5 years from now if you committed yourself to these 7 fundamentals every single day. Imagine the knowledge you could acquire, the relationships you could strengthen, the financial progress you could make, and the confidence you could develop. Extraordinary futures are built one disciplined day at a time. Do not underestimate the power of consistency. Success rarely arrives through one dramatic breakthrough. More often, it comes through countless ordinary actions performed with extraordinary commitment. Every choice matters. Every habit matters. Every hour invested wisely becomes another brick in the foundation of a remarkable life. The future is shaped by what you repeatedly do today. If your daily actions align with your highest priorities, your future will gradually reflect those priorities. If they do not, no amount of wishing will compensate for the gap. The responsibility is challenging, but it is also liberating because it means your future is not predetermined. It is being created by your decisions, your habits, and your willingness to grow. There is no perfect background required for success. You do not need ideal circumstances before you begin. You need a clear purpose, personal responsibility, a commitment to learning, disciplined action, wise use of time, strong relationships, and unwavering persistence. These principles have helped people from every walk of life transform ordinary beginnings into extraordinary achievements. Start where you are. Use what you have. Learn what you need. Improve a little every day. Refuse to be discouraged by temporary setbacks. Measure your progress against who you were yesterday rather than against someone else's journey. Success is not reserved for a fortunate few. It belongs to those who commit themselves to continuous improvement, consistent effort, and the unwavering belief that today's disciplined actions will create tomorrow's extraordinary results. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that confidence comes before action. In reality, confidence is usually the result of action. Every expert was once a beginner. Every accomplished leader once faced uncertainty. Every successful entrepreneur once questioned whether the risk was worth taking. The difference is not that they felt fearless. The difference is that they acted despite their fear. They understood that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision that something else is more important than fear. Your comfort zone may feel safe, but it is also where progress slows down. Growth begins the moment you challenge yourself to do something that stretches your abilities. That challenge may be learning a new skill, applying for a better position, starting a business, speaking before an audience, or having a difficult conversation that you have avoided for months. Every challenge you accept expands your capacity. Every victory, no matter how small, changes the way you see yourself. The stories you tell yourself matter more than you may realize. If you continually repeat that you are unlucky, incapable, or destined to struggle, your actions will eventually reflect those beliefs. On the other hand, if you begin reminding yourself that every skill can be learned, every problem has a solution, and every setback contains a lesson, your behavior begins to change. Your mind becomes trained to search for possibilities rather than limitations. Successful people guard their thinking because they understand that thoughts become emotions, emotions influence decisions, and decisions shape results. This is why maintaining a constructive attitude is not simply a matter of feeling good. It is a practical strategy for achieving better outcomes. A positive attitude does not deny reality. It acknowledges difficulties while refusing to surrender to them. There will always be people who doubt your vision. Some will question your goals because they cannot imagine achieving them themselves. Others may discourage you because your ambition reminds them of dreams they abandoned long ago. Listen respectfully, but never allow someone else's limited expectations to become the boundaries of your own life. Constructive advice should be welcomed. Discouragement without reason should be ignored. One of the most valuable habits you can develop is the habit of preparation. Opportunities often arrive without warning. The promotion becomes available. A potential investor asks to hear your idea. A client requests a proposal. A respected professional asks if you are ready for a larger responsibility. Those who have prepared consistently recognize these moments as opportunities. Those who have neglected preparation often see them as impossible challenges. Preparation creates confidence because it replaces uncertainty with competence. The student who studies consistently enters the examination room with greater peace of mind. The athlete who trains every day competes with greater confidence. The salesperson who understands the customer's needs communicates more effectively. Success frequently appears effortless to observers because they never witness the months or years of disciplined preparation behind the scenes. Never stop asking how you can create more value. Income, influence, and opportunity often follow value. The marketplace rewards people who solve important problems, improve efficiency, reduce costs, inspire others, or make life better in meaningful ways. Instead of asking how little you can do while still receiving a reward, ask how much value you can contribute beyond what is expected. That mindset distinguishes professionals from average performers. Excellence is rarely achieved through dramatic gestures. It is built through attention to small details, returning calls promptly, keeping commitments, arriving prepared, meeting deadlines, and treating people respectfully may seem ordinary. Yet these ordinary actions create extraordinary reputations. Over time, people begin associating your name with reliability. That reputation becomes one of your greatest assets. Do not underestimate the power of consistency. There are days when your efforts may seem invisible. You exercise but notice little physical change. You study but still feel inexperienced. You work diligently but receive little recognition. During these moments, remember that progress is often taking place beneath the surface. Seeds develop roots long before anyone sees growth above the ground. Continue doing the right things even when immediate results are not visible. Patience is not passive waiting. Patience is disciplined persistence while trusting the process. Many people abandon worthwhile goals simply because results arrive more slowly than expected. They quit only a short distance from the breakthrough they were seeking. Success often belongs to those who remain committed after others have lost interest. It is important to distinguish between being interested and being committed. When you are merely interested, you act when conditions are favorable. When you are committed, you continue regardless of inconvenience. Interest depends on emotion. Commitment depends on decision. Emotions rise and fall, but decisions grounded in purpose create lasting progress. Develop the habit of reviewing your performance regularly. At the end of each day, ask yourself simple questions. What did I accomplish today that moved me closer to my goals? What mistakes did I make? What lessons can I apply tomorrow? What could I have done better? Honest self-evaluation prevents complacency and encourages continuous improvement. Avoid comparing your beginning with someone else's middle or end. Every person follows a different path, faces different obstacles, and begins with different advantages. Comparison often steals motivation because it focuses attention on what others possess instead of what you can build. Measure progress by your own growth. If you are wiser, stronger, more disciplined, and more capable than you were a year ago, then you are moving in the right direction. Gratitude also plays a powerful role in long-term success. People sometimes believe gratitude leads to complacency, but the opposite is true. Gratitude reminds you of the resources, relationships, and opportunities already available, while motivating you to use them wisely. A grateful person approaches work with greater enthusiasm because each opportunity is viewed as a privilege rather than a burden. There is tremendous value in developing emotional discipline. Challenges are inevitable, but emotional reactions are choices. During difficult moments, pause before responding. Think carefully before speaking. Decisions made in anger frustration, or panic often create larger problems than the original difficulty. Calm thinking produces better judgment, and better judgment produces better results. Financial success also requires discipline. Money is a tool, and like every tool, its usefulness depends upon how wisely it is managed. Learn to spend less than you earn, save consistently, invest thoughtfully, avoid unnecessary debt whenever possible. Build financial habits that provide security instead of stress. Wealth is usually created gradually through disciplined decisions repeated over many years rather than through sudden windfalls. Generosity is another characteristic found in many successful people. They understand that helping others does not diminish their own opportunities. Sharing knowledge, encouraging colleagues, mentoring younger professionals, and supporting worthwhile causes enrich both the giver and the receiver. Success becomes far more meaningful when it creates opportunities for others as well. Your physical health deserves attention because your body supports every ambition you pursue. Adequate rest, regular exercise, nutritious food, and proper recovery are not distractions from success. They are essential components of it. A sharp mind functions best in a healthy body. Neglecting your health eventually limits your ability to achieve your goals. Equally important is protecting your mental environment. The information you consume influences the person you become. If your attention is constantly filled with negativity, gossip, and endless distractions, maintaining focus becomes increasingly difficult. Replace unnecessary noise with ideas that educate, inspire, and challenge you to improve. Feed your mind with material that strengthens your judgment and expands your perspective. Resilience becomes increasingly valuable as responsibilities grow. There will be seasons when several challenges appear at once. Plans may fail, markets may change, trusted relationships may disappoint you. Circumstances beyond your control may disrupt years of careful planning. During these periods, flexibility becomes one of your greatest strengths. Adapt without abandoning your purpose. Change your methods when necessary, but remain faithful to your principles. The ability to communicate clearly multiplies every other skill you possess. Whether speaking with one person or addressing a large audience, clarity creates influence. Learn to express ideas simply. Listen carefully before responding. Ask thoughtful questions. Seek first to understand before trying to persuade. Strong communication builds trust, resolves conflict, and opens opportunities that technical ability alone cannot provide. Leadership begins long before someone gives you a title. Leadership is demonstrated through initiative, responsibility, integrity, and service. People naturally follow individuals who consistently solve problems, encourage others, remain dependable under pressure, and place the team's success above personal recognition. Become the kind of person others trust, even when no formal authority has been granted to you. Remember that excellence is a moving target. Every achievement creates the opportunity for another level of growth. Celebrate victories, but do not allow them to become places of permanent comfort. Continue learning, continue refining your skills, continue asking better questions. The moment you believe there is nothing left to improve is the moment progress begins to slow. Your future is not determined by isolated moments of inspiration, but by repeated moments of disciplined choice. Every morning presents another opportunity to act with purpose. Every conversation offers another chance to build trust. Every challenge provides another occasion to develop resilience. Every day becomes a fresh investment in the person you are becoming. Imagine the cumulative effect of making one better decision every day for the next 5 years. One extra chapter read, one healthier meal, one difficult task completed before procrastination takes over, one encouraging conversation, one new lesson learned, one unnecessary expense avoided. These individual actions appear small, yet together they create a life that is dramatically different from one built upon neglect and delay. Never assume that your best days are behind you. As long as you remain willing to learn, adapt, work diligently, and maintain a clear sense of purpose, new opportunities will continue to appear. Experience combined with humility and discipline becomes a powerful advantage. Continue sharpening your character with the same determination that you sharpen your skills, because lasting success is built not only on what you accomplish, but also on the kind of person you become while accomplishing it.